Hello everybody, it's only me again. Right, where am I going with 2023? Do you know what? I still really don't have a clue. I'm not with it at all. I really am struggling. And I'm so tired, so tired. Not sleeping. That's what it does. It mashes your brain. But hey, this is where I stand. Today it's going to be a complete... I have all my budget books that I use or will be using for the year ahead, and we're going to have to go from there. I have not got as much of an income anymore, so with that's made a drastic drop. I'm having to reinvent ways to get extra cash, side hustles and all that kind of stuff. And yes, you know, I am getting a few sales on eBay, but they are so trickling in. But that's how it is whenever you start something new and you're trying to gain, you know, some traction in that new platform. So yeah, I am sort of a little disheartened by it, but I'm not. The main thing that I'm disheartened is that when I was on Etsy, a lot of my sales came from abroad, out of the UK, whereas on eBay at present it's only seems to be the UK. So that I have to suss out. Yeah, and getting a business account, oh dear, on eBay is like finding, you know, blood from a stone. But hey, that is that will build up, so that'll just have to tick on, and I will have to make a focused, concerted effort on getting more things listed. But I'm just so absolutely tired. Not sleeping, that's the big thing. Of a night time, I'm sleepy a bit, but then it's too early to go to sleep. It's like, you know, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And if I go to sleep that early, then I wake up about 11 o'clock. I'm doing a Margaret Thatcher 4 hours, and that's about it. And yeah, last night I think I got about 3 hours. The night before I was up all night, and there's no way you can run on, you know, on that. So I've really got to not only budget my money, but I've got to budget my time and budget for my sleep, or save for my sleep. But that being said, that's not what we're here for. We're here for this, my plan going forward. Right, I'm going to use, this is one of my muck up ones, because obviously it's too much over that way, and I've cut off half of the half of the thing there. So this is my one. You know, quite handy to have, throw in your handbag, and or if you're lucky enough to have a Saffiano or any other kind of thing. And yeah, you can track your expenses. Oh God, I do apologise, yawning away. Or anything else, your spends, yes, which are expenses. Right, now, yesterday was my fish and chip shop, and because we're at the end of the month, well, I know we're at the beginning of the month, but for me it's the end of the month class, because I don't get my universal credit until the 6th. So I'm on brassic awareness at this moment, and look at that. I had to borrow from not borrow, I had £5 in my miscellaneous, and I had £5 in pets. I'm absolutely okay with, because that was my emergency pet food supply, and I've got one massive box of 48 pouches, as well as I've got probably about 10 left in the other box. So I think I'm okay with that for a while. So I have a quid. A quid. So let's get that away ASAP. And I've checked the 50p and it's just a bog standard 2005 Britannia. So let's go here. So we'll do this. So we want a quid. And there it is. Now technically I could still use that. Now my fish and chips are £6.10. And that should leave me £3.90, but I've only got £1 because I also went into Sainsbury's and bought some eggs and some other bits and bobs. So that's that. There we go, that's the quid. Oh, and I lent my son a £5 from my saving sort of pot box where I've been putting the £5s in, my Modal Sushi envelopes, because he needed to get some gas charged up onto his meter. I couldn't give him the tenner that he wanted, but I could give him the £5, because then I realised, oh, gas, what's been happening with my gas? Because I used to get that they would take out ridiculous amounts via bill payment from my bank each month, and that was that. But last month they didn't take any out, which confused me. And so when I went into I also had a bill come through. So I thought, when I was looking at that, I went, what? And then they so it made me think, oh dear, golly, they wanted £179 by the 4th, i.e. by today. And I thought, oh no, I haven't got that. And that was also an old meter reading. So I thought, oh dear, I might have to go to the Universal Credit and get an advance to pay for it. But then I thought, right, if I'm going to do that, I'll give them a proper up-to-date reading. In hindsight, I wished I hadn't done the up-to-date reading, but I'm only putting it off. And so I gave them an up-to-date reading, and it turned into £205. Was it 205 or 215? One of those, I can't remember. And let's see what my magic book says. I've got too many scribbles. £205, 62p. And so I thought, oh dear. I tried phoning them. The phone line was terrible. It was atrocious. And it wasn't my phone, because I managed to phone other people and use it on other things and no problem. So it's just their line. And so I did that twice, waited on for half an hour, and each time, bloody hell, that's all I can say. In the end, I had to bot it, didn't I, on their chat page. And oh my God, I said, right, I'm having difficulty to pay because there's no harm, no foul. Just do it. You've got to do what you've got to do. And so they then worked it out and suggested that I had to pay £124 a month, which I thought was, well, I can't afford £124. So I then offered to do £90. They refused, or the bot refused. So then I did £100, refused. Then I did 105, refused. 110, refused. And when I got to 115, they accepted it. And I just thought, well, surely they could have let me have it for a little bit longer. You know, yes, it'd take me longer to pay that bit off, but then it'd bring the cost down. And then they're asking me whether I can afford this bill. And I'm thinking, well, no, I can't, but I have to. I've got no choice. And so, yeah. So now I have to find £115 each month. So that makes everything a little bit worse. Right. So before I waffle on and take up too long, I'm going to get a piece of paper. Oh, my hand has been playing up because I'm tired. My hand, it's doing its shaky thing when I'm trying to get a piece of paper. It's not doing it too badly, but at a certain angle it'll be like this. It's my arm with my ulnar nerve problem. Right, anyway, so I've got my piece of paper and I started writing the other day, writing down every single thing I've got coming out of my bank, and just to find ways that I can rein that in and, you know, hopefully cut that back and move forwards. So I started off with the easy thing that I could do. She says, can't find the page. Where is it? Oh, there it is, 689.19. Hope that's in shot. 689.19. That is my Universal Credit. Then I have PIP. I'm still waiting for the update on that one. They are so behind that they reckon that probably won't hear within a year. They reckon that you're basically going to be the next renewal. They're going to come up and have that worked out, but then you get backdated, so that could be good if they up it, and I'm hoping they will, because now I'm on my mobility scooter for going out and stuff like that. My balance has got loads worse, my ankle stuff, so fingers crossed that they will up that a bit and I will get some, but I'm not reliant on that. I'm not relying on it at all. It'll be what it'll be. And PIP I get 247.40. Here's my writing, which is a grand old total of, I'm too tired to do the maths, I really am. I'm trying to find if I've got it written down somewhere. Yeah, 936.59. That's the total. I can't include any eBay money, because literally that's so low, it's ridiculous. I mean, last month, because I've done my Universal Credit and had to do how much I earned last month, and last month I did £47.47p. Yes, and considering my expenditure was a bit more than that, because I'm paying off still, like my PayPal's in threes from stock that I'd bought for when I was still with Etsy, or before then or after then or whatever. Yeah, so I'm not counting any of that money. So that's basically it. So, which isn't much. So that's my incoming. This is me trying to work out how I can actually work, you know, make it work on such a low income, and where my bills basically outweigh my income. And I know I'm not alone in this, so hopefully some of this will help others. Yes, so I've got that. Extras have been, which I'm classing as separate, really. I think I'm still on for the Warm Front Home discount, that yearly one that we get 140 quid or 150 quid to go towards our energy bills, which is from their Warm Front discount, which is on top of, like, say, the cost of living ones. So that is about 150. That'll come through February, March, I think, April time, I can't remember, but so I've got that coming in at some point. And then what else have I had? No, can't think. So that's coming in separately at some point. probably not in time for this month. So £936.54. And then, look, these are some of the workings. Crazy, isn't it? Oh my God. Right. So out of all that, I have decided the first thing that's going to come out, because I think this is what did me wrong last time, is each week I need food, groceries. Well, this is all what I did. Now, spending. I know it shouldn't be as much as what I'm going to be giving myself, but, and I say this because I still am going to do my dice, which is what I do when I would do this usually, and before, because I didn't have any spending money, I wouldn't allow myself any spending money. I'd take it from the groceries, but I'm doing it a different way now. So this, I'm allowing myself £20, which may seem a lot, but I'll be rolling the dice. So it could be £20. So all of that could go. And that will be what I will cash stuff what the dice says. So that'll be the one that'll go into my like sinking funds things, cash stuff, because I'm going to do separate extra I've got to rearrange all my not pots, but all, you know, all my envelopes. So one of them will definitely be a gas envelope, because now I have to find £115, because that's in the end what they settled with, £115 a month. So, you know, technically if I was to do, what, £20, we've got 4 weeks. I have 4 weeks in January, because we're already past week 1. I always start like in the 2nd week of January, so it's, and then goes on into the 1st week of February. But so this one, it's about four weeks. So even if I was to get the top money, that's 80 quid. I've still got to find 35 quid. But 35 quid to find is better than trying to find 115. So that's that. Groceries, I'm allowing myself, where is it? Next page. Groceries, I'm allowing myself 45. And then that's when the green dice come in. Because the green dice is lower, each one of these is a quid. So then I'd roll it and say that's 3 quid. So I'll take that off there. So I would cash, and that's what the dice, 1 to 20. Cash stuff, what the dice, 1 to 6 says. And that will go towards another one, which I've yet to work out which one is more desperate. That'll probably go towards credit cards, actually. It's not much, but well, see, also technically it could go into the same one pot, and then I split up that pot into the ones that I need to do. But anyway, I'll work this through, and then I'm going to give myself £10 for the food, so that's £6.10, or unless I go up to the bigger size fish, because the little fish recently has been really small. I said next week I would have a big fish, so that's going to be £8, something other, £8.10 I think, or £8.15, which is a lot considering it goes from a small fish to the next size up fish. So I'm going to see that and see how that is. because it would be nice to have fish and chips where you actually are getting some fish and not batter and chips, mainly, predominantly, or whatever. So I'll do that once. I might even just do that once a month as my treat. At the beginning of the month, that's when I'll get my big fish. But I might not be able to eat all the big fish, so then I'll see. And then I'll probably resort back to the £6.10 one. But either way, the change will go still towards my penny challenge. So that's a little something. Right. So that's that. Now, so that works out as this month, it's 4 by 75, which is 300. So we have 936, 59, take 300. So I'm left with 636 to do everything else. Right, so I shall turn it over, and now I shall write all my bills that I have. So I have my gas is coming out starting on the 8th of February. So I've got this month to try and get ahead of me for next month by a bit. So gas, that's coming out on the 8th. This is in no order because I haven't ordered it yet. So that's going to be interesting. Or did I order it? I think I did order it. Now, what did I write it in? Hold on a minute. I did order it. Now, where did that... Oh, Nicaraguan tea bags is all I can say. There's the book. There's the book under Lanjan Bunny's bum. Something has to be under his bum. All right, here we go. My knitting book. Right. So, I have... They still haven't taken for my scooter, but that's probably because I've got to phone them up and get them to renew again for the next year. It'd be nice if they gave me a bit of a discount, but well. So I've got Patreon, 1080 on the 2nd, and scooter. I'm keeping that one because that is my main treat, one of my treats to myself. So, and I've got the scooter, so they're not going to be changed. Instant ink, £9.99 on the 3rd. Now, because I'm not printing as much, I'm going to get that down. Now, that's for 300 pages, so I should probably go down to 50 pages, which is £2.99. So, let's right here. Forget that. Let's right here. These are the things that I can save on. So, £9.99 instant ink can go to £2.99, and that's a saving £7. Now I've got a ClearPay payment. That one is the last payment, so that was today. The last payment, and that was of £10.86, so that's now done and dusted. Vicky, that's my Korean dramas. I'm keeping that one. Now, some of these you might think, well, why don't you know, you're in debt and, you know, you're struggling, you should do away with them all. If I was to do away with all of the sort of the nice things in life that I like, then I know I'll fail for sure. So I'm not going to set myself up to fail. I'm going to keep some things because, you know, if I'm cutting back with other spending, then at least I've got something to you know, occupy myself with. Right, 7th is the big day. So I've got water. I then have debt 1, debt 2, debt 3, debt 4, debt 5. So that's £10 each. And the 8th, not this month. This will be for next month, that one. This is all for this month, but that'll be next month. So let's put that in brackets. I've got a PayPal, which is the second payment of £33 coming out. But when that gets to the next one, then that's that. I won't have any more of that one. BT, £20 on the 9th. I'm on the BT Home Essentials, which is for those on low income. So that's already the cheapest that I can get it at. GoDaddy, that pays for my email, my business email, which I still have to keep. And this is where it all gets a little bit. 12th, I've got Google Storage. Don't ask me how I got to that. Apparently Google has jumped on the bandwagon. I don't know whether they've done it for a while now or whatever, but they now have decided, just like all the others, to charge extra for storage. So I've got Google Storage, £1.59, and I've got Microsoft Storage. Don't ask me what is what. I daren't get shot of them because I don't know what they're covering. One's like iDrive, I think. So there's iCloud, iDrive, and Google Storage. Now I needed Google Storage, obviously, because of the videos. So that's why I don't want to cancel that one, just in case. I think that's iDrive, Microsoft Storage iDrive. That's so for all my Office files get saved there. So this is another thing why I do not like Office 365, because with Office 365, you're not only paying monthly for continued use of it, and if you stop, that's it, bump. You also have to pay extra for your storage. So they really are jumping on that one, aren't they? The let's try and get more out of you. Whereas, you know, I preferred, like I've got at the minute, I've got, granted it's 2013, Office Professional, paid once, and got it for life, basically. But trying to incorporate it in to everywhere else, which is now only really doing Office 365 on the subscription one, it's a bit annoying because every time Microsoft updates their Windows software, there's always one shoved in there for the Office, and so it beggars up all my settings. Oh, it's a blooming nightmare. But anyway, I digress again. But anyway, so that's that. Postcode lottery. Now this is one where I struggle with, because I sort of want to cancel it, but I'm a bit scared to. Can anybody else relate to that? Because I think the second I cancel it, it will be the second that I win, or I would have won. But well, that one is I'll put that one here, because if push comes to shove, I will just have to do it and suck it up. But I know what I'm like. Do that and then I'm gutted. And I'm then, what's the word? I'm too tired to think of the word. Ruminate on it. And it'll just take over of all what I could have spent the money on, or what I could have done with it. And oh, it's just horrible. But that's £10. So that'll be to naught, and that'll be a saving of £10. Capital One last month asked me for £84.56. I gave them £100 because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pay a little bit more than what they want. But if needs be, I would just pay, I would round that up to like 85 or even 90 quid if I've got it. But I'll have to round it up and go from there. See, what I have tended to do is when the bills come in, if I've got the money there, they get paid. And towards the end of the month is when I have less money. And then that's when I have to find ways to put in the money, extra money, but well. So Netflix is $10.99. I pay the $10.99. Now, I've got to be realistic with this one. Whilst I like the 1080 HD, am I really going to notice the difference when it goes down to 720? Half me thinks I would, because whenever I'm on YouTube, I'm forever hitting that cog thing and changing the quality up to the highest setting that I can get, and you notice. But then, how often do I actually watch Netflix? It definitely gets watched at least once a week when my grandkids come over, because they watch the kids' Netflix. And I do occasionally watch the other Netflix. So do I actually really need? I think I should drop that down to the $6.99 one, which will be a saving of £3. No, £4. God, I can't maths. Yes, £4. So I'll have to do that. American Express is, they would like £55. Now, this is the difference between American Express and Capital One, because I'm about the same level of debt with them. About 1,400. But Capital One want £84.56. This was last month. For this month, I mean. And American Express wanted £55. Yeah. But well, so American Express, I'll be doing the same as with Capital One, like that, rounding it up to say 60 quid or whatever. But as long as I pay the minimum, then that's just going to have to be how it is. And obviously, if I have more other days or other weeks or whatever, I'll flush more at it if I can. Right, so then we've got Amazon Prime. That's $4.49. I'm keeping that. iQIYI, that's another one of my Asian dramas streaming services. I'm keeping that because they've got quite a few good ones on there that I'm watching at present. But that one, I can stop and start and stop and start, and I have done. So that one, you know, if that month I'm really, really desperate, then I won't. Council tax, 26 quid. That's fine. The P.O. Box one is one that I'm also considering. Now, that's £38.10. And do I realistically need it, seeing as I haven't got the business, or the business is not as much as it is? Now, I could reinstate that again at a later date, but then I'd have to reinstate it because I think they wanted something like 3 months in advance. But then I'd have to save up again. So that one is another one that I've got to seriously consider, because that would be a saving of £38.10, which is quite a bit. And at present, all I'm paying it out for is just the address to use, which, yeah. So that one is another one I've got to think of. So let's box all these ones of ones that I've got to think about. Oh, I didn't mention Folksy's going up to £7.50. Big jump, isn't it? £2.50. Ricky, Instant Ink, that's it. That's to $2.99 one. Right, so that's that so far. Right, now I have 3 websites as such, all with Shopify. My Wonky Stitch one, which is the one that's figured out the best, but in that I've got a little box for the my brown card company. So I either keep that one, or I keep the one that's open at the brown card company, just in case those from Etsy want to still be able to find me. So that's the thing, I've got to figure out which one to do. And so the 3 Shopify. So if I put Shopify, I've got one which is on the budget box, which I'm going to scrap that one for now. I'm going to cancel that one. That's only that's £1 at the minute, because that's on a trial. So that's £1. So that'll go down to 0. I mean, I'll still have the details there, so I can just renew it when I need to. Then I have Shopify. Now, I think I'm going to get Shot of the Wonky Stitch, even though it's the one that's set up the most, because if any come over from Etsy, find me, they're more likely to find me on my own website, which then I can have a little, perhaps, because my main bestsellers on the Wonky Stitch, which is the fabric one, are my scrap bags and my Gutermann threads. Yeah, those two. So I can have a little separate subsection on that for that, I think. And yeah, and a separate subsection for the budget box, so I can do all that from the Brown Card Company, because that's Brown Cards and Crafts as well. So I'll do that. Right, 19th. Now this is when I was looking up 02, and I've got 2 02s there. Oh, that one is, I think that one's £19. So that'd be a saving of £19. There. Hold on, 19, 9 and 1. No, it's not that one. I think it's 9. Oh, I don't know which one it is. But anyway, I'll work that one out later. 02. This is my iPad, and because it has data on it as well. And I figured out yesterday that I've got about 360 or 380 something or other left to pay on that. I think, oh, I can't find it. No, I can't find it. I probably wrote it down on a different book, because I'm quite like that. Right, so either way, that's, I want to get that paid off at ASAP, you know, so then I'm just down to the you know, the data on it. Unless I can cancel the data and then reinstate the data at a later date when I need it. I don't know. But it is handy to have an extra backup internet, because like when the power went out the other day, obviously my broadband was out, fibre broadband was out, but then I just had my phone and my iPad for data, and once the power ran out on those, because my power bank wasn't charged up, that was it. I was out of data as well. So because I couldn't use it if it didn't work. But anyway, so that's £14.74, which is airtime, and £23 for the payment to the machine. So the £23 are coming off of the £3.68. So it works out I've got about another 16 months. But I'm going to try and kick that in the bud, nip that in the bud, ASAP. And then I've got the iCloud storage. Now iCloud is where most of my photos get saved to, and I've got the 2 terabyte jobs, so £6.99. So I have to keep that one. I know this is waffling on, isn't it? Where are we now? Oh gosh, we're running time. Right, 20th. I have YouTube membership. That one. Oh, it's just because I'm a bit sad, and it's for the cut scenes of one of my favourite channels that I watch on YouTube. But that one will go. So that's make that £9. Actually, to be on the safe side, if it's more, it's more. £6.99. So that's YouTube membership. So that will go down to 0, and that'll be £6.99 saved. Then I have YouTube Premium, £11.99. I will not get rid of that ever, I have to say. because of my attention span. Oh my God, it just really got to me, because I was on YouTube a heck of a lot before, and literally everything took twice as long, and it was just whatever. But yes, so I'm keeping that one. Then I have the catalogue. So I think they want something like 80 odd or 60 odd, 80 odd I think it is, I think something like £84.56. That's going out on the 12th. Oh, I've got the 21st here. Oh no, that's Capital One. Wrong. Catalogue. 21st, £100 I'm putting, but I think it's the same as the Capital One. So that's £100. That has to stay, but I should do the same as I do with the American Express and the Capital One, and that is stick to, you know, the minimum and a little bit above. Right, then on the 23rd I got a bit of Klarna. That one I think is the last payment. Yes, that's what I bought the my heavy duty paper cutter with, and that's the last payment. Then here, this is the one that would be going as well. That's for the budget box. I've already put that in. And the Shopify, that one. I don't know, one of them might be the budget box because I got them on specials. But anyway, and my Santander bank charges go out on the 28th as well. It's usually £7.50, but it's a little bit more because of my change giving facility. I have to pay for that. Then I have another Patreon, which I'm keeping because she's in South Korea and she's brilliant. I really, you know, I love her to bits. She's great, so I'll definitely keep her. And then I've got PayPal and £13.29. That's going out, and when that's done, that's done. Then I've got my mobile data, my mobile phone, which is SIM only, and it's £10.93. And then on the 1st, I've got my last payment of £11.66, PayPal and 3. That'll be done and dusted. And of course, the 8th of February will be gas. So those are all my outgoings. And they all added up to a pretty penny. And guess what? I should have written it down. I did write it down, but where have I put it? Oh, struth alive, zoot law, as they say. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. I don't know where it is. Oh, well, I don't know whether this is it. So it's like roughly bills £400. This was everything without anything taken off yet. Then the debts were 350 roughly, because that is like 100 for Capital One, 100 for catalogue, 100 for American Express, and then 50 quid for the debts for the debt 1, debt 2, debt 3, and then food is 300. So I'm definitely keeping. So we're back here. So 300. I can't. Oh no, that isn't it. And if I had my calculator, I could add it up now, but I haven't, because I'm crap like that. Right, so if on that instance, if that's the right one, then that's say we'll round up to 450 on bills. Then what we've got left is for the debts. The ones that definitely have to go out, which is like 350. So that's catalogue, American Express, Capital One, and the 5 debts. And that is, so what have I got left? This is my shortfall, you see. 6, 5, 186, and I need 350. 8, 9, 1, 2, 1, 9, 10, 164. So realistically, if we round that up to 200, then I think we're, whoops, I wish it was £2, 200 to find each month. Then we should be okay, but that's with no other spending. So I've got to have a no spend, at least a no spend month to get beyond all these PayPals and Klarnas. And once they're all done, they're done. But now, how am I going to find that 200 quid? That's what I hear you ask. I've decided that I'm going to find at least 5 items in my house, at least 5 items, because if I need 200 quid, that's going to be quite a bit. So I definitely do 5 items. It'll kick me nearer the mark. No less than 5 items. So 5 or more items in my house to sell, to make the money. So, you know, be that, say, like I have loads of stuff left over from my fabric shop, so I've got fabric, so I can sell some fabric. I've got some diamond paintings that I probably will never get around to doing, so that'll be another one. And, you know, find books. I've got resin. Am I going to use it? Probably not. Did I have good intentions of using it when I got it? Most definitely. This is where my ADD, I'm sure, comes into play, because I have to have it all. Have to have it. And I'm also going to make some like book cloth with the with some of the fabrics, because I've got a roll of the Vaseline stuff, which was very expensive, if anybody knows. So I've got about 3/4 of a roll left of that, and I mean, it's a big roll. It's, you know, it's very expensive to use, you know, to buy. I mean, for the roll itself, the bigger roll was 90 quid, and I've got about that much left. So, and it's that. So this would be what I make the book paper with. So basically, you iron that on to the back side of the fabric, and then I've got some rice paper, some, what paper, what do they call it? It's shizu paper or something like that, I think they call it. Alternatively, I can use my Lochta paper to back it with, and then that makes it as in book cloth. Yes, so I've got to take my cardi off because it's very hot. Yes, so that's there it is. And of course those notepads I'm going to try and use. So that's the paper I've got to go on the back of it for book cloth. Yeah, it's like mulberry paper. But yes, so I have lots of stuff, so that's what I'm going to sell and things. So I have to find lots of things around the house, which I think I will have no problem in finding to sell, and we'll have to go from there. But that's basically it in a nutshell. Now, I know I haven't got round to doing these, setting these up. I'll have to do these in another one. I've already kind of like set this one up, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. I've got that. I should have done this under camera, but then I felt like I'd be more flustered and I would probably, you know, muck it up more. So I've got that ready, set up. Then I've got one for the bills, to write down all the bills that I have and the dates. So I'll put the dates down there, and then they'll go in there. And obviously I'll mark them in here. So, and then I've got my sinking funds. the envelopes. And I've given them a page each because I think that's going to be quite good. You know, I think that's how I need to do it. A page each. These will just have all what I've got that are for that month, obviously, what I'm paying. And then I have a week one. Now, week one, this will have, so food, shopping, spending, etc. Then I'll have the opening balance, the stuff, the spent, and I'll also have somehow in there will be like where the dice, you know, go, and I'll probably write something saying, you know, the dice challenges went to blah. And then I will also have under week one, I will have all the bills that are going out that month. I mean, that week. So I know roughly where that week they will all be. And yeah. And hopefully I'll also have all what I spent extra, you know. And the same for week 2. Week 3, week 4. Now, I know I've got week 5 in and we haven't got a 5th week. But, well, maybe we have got a 5th week. But that's there. I suppose that's classed as week 1 of the next month. Then I have the check-in as to how well I did. Did everything go to plan? And then I have, obviously, I have 1, 2 pages left. And they'll be for notes. And things I could do better. And perhaps things I sold from eBay, you know, list my 5 items or 5+ items that I'm going to list on eBay, and then how well they did, and then we start again. So that's roughly how I'm going to do that, but that could be another chapter, because there's only so much I can, you know, clog your ears up with. Oh, that tea's just right. So I kind of like feel a bit better with that, because yeah, now setting it to camera, this is the thing, setting it to camera, it makes it more of a plan, whereas before it's just buzzing around your head, and then it's like, no, I won't do that, I'll do this instead, and then no, I won't do that, no, I'll do this instead, and before you know it, you've done nothing. And you've got so many this insteads rattling around your head that you just, you know, smoke comes out of your ears, your head spins round about 27 times, and you start rocking manically, laughing, cackling. And yeah, so now this is set in stone, so to speak, I will definitely sort it. So roughly, if I can do this, this might get me some. So then the 5 items selling will work out better. So 17, 21, 30, 51, 59, 10, 59, 60, 10. I better do that. 9, 10, that's 15, 99, 60, 75, 76 pounds 9p, I think that's right, that I could find each month, which take her off the 200, call it 76, will leave £124 to find, which is more doable than 200. So there we go. I'm gonna have to do it. Setting it to stone, writing things down, and you know, even do it yourself. Even if you haven't got a YouTube channel, you can still video yourself for you to see, you know, of the things how you would do and what you're going to do with your, you know, with your budget. And going forwards, hopefully 2023, I can get some things paid off, because any extra money will be thrown right at the debts to get them down. So that's that. So that's basically my personal and business sort of budget plan for goals, whatever, for 2023. But I shall be doing a separate one on business at some point. Because that I really need to focus on and get back on track. I think I was, by the time December came, I was that tired, not sleeping. December, stressful month. Mind you, this month isn't going to be much better. The 9th would have been my dad's birthday. So I'm, yeah, still miss him. At any rate, so, yeah, so we'll go from there. So on that note, don't know what else I can say, except have a good week. Oh, one last thing I do remember. Why is it you always remember things after you've said goodbye and all that, and it's suddenly, this is where I waffle so much. On the 6th, which is Friday, I will be, because I've got 300 quid, this is how I'm going to do it. That's what I knew I meant to say. My 300 quid a week in food and shopping, which I'm getting out for the month, 300, I will be using that and doing a possibly one or the other, a £2 or 50p coin hunt. And obviously then that money gets taken out of my food and my other, so that's extra as well. So those extras will go towards debt, but they won't go for debt. They will go to debt at the very end of the year when I've, like, you know, got it all up and sold the collection or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, so there's a coin hunt to look forward to. But of course, with that 300, it won't all be in one go. I won't do the coin hunt all in one hit. I will do it over the month. Last month I did it over 4 days or 5 days or whatever it was, but this time it's going to be one a week. Day yet to be decided, but well, that's that. So if you like this oh my golly, if you like this video and you've stuck around to the very end, my god, I thank you so much. And yes, I definitely will be doing a what do they call them, a giveaway soon. This so comments are what gets you put into the giveaway. So starting from January, starting from this video, any comments from this video until the 9th, I think, the 9th of January, 5 days, it's only a week, I will top them up and then put you into a draw to win, because you've got to have something to win, haven't you? So you get one like this. Obviously it won't be exactly like this. It'll be a proper one, you know, one that's done right. And there will be a 40 envelope scratch off. So I better write this down, hadn't I? Life's a Bitch notebook. Oh, and then there'll be a, where's the other ones gone? You will also get, not necessarily that one, but you'll get one like it. Blank notebook. So something like that, and oh, and one dice, and another dice, And you will also get that. And sorry, I'm thinking in my head as I do this because I'm just a bit of a twit, really. One of those. Oh, there they are. And well, these aren't them. Where are they? I don't know where the other box of Oh, there they are. Duh, right in front of me. And one of like these, a random one, but they'll all match nicely. I suppose then you budget. Oh no. What am I doing? Where am I going with this? I wanted the blank ones. Ah, that's it. That's the one. You get that, which is one like that. Something similar to that. And then there's one of those, which is the blank one. So all that will be the prize. Obviously, it might not be the exact ones. I will work it all, but that one definitely will, and the dice obviously are. So that'll be the prize. And I might throw in a game, you know, a savings challenge. So remember to comment and please share and subscribe, because yes, keep wondering whether I have to make it a stipulation that you must be subscribed as well as comment. Yes, so please subscribe and comment, and on the 9th I'll write it there in big letters, pull the draw for the giveaway, and I might find some other bits to throw in as well. So on that note, I will say thanks for watching, happy budgeting, and tell me what your plans are for 2023. What big plans budgeting wise are you saving up for? Are you going to do, or how are you going to change, etc.? So if you want to be in with the giveaway, yes, that must be it. I must do a little thingamajig. I would like it if you would put life's a bee. No, don't put that. That's crap, isn't it? That's really crap. What can we put? To appeal to my Asian dramas, Yizan rocks. Okay. And if you know what that means, you're brilliant. And if you don't, you're still brilliant. Right, I'm waffling now, I'm rambling. Right, on that note, bye bye. Thank you.